I didn't know what to expect as I walked into my counselor's office. She stood with her arms open wide, offering for me to sit down on her comfy couch, kind of like this one. And as I started walking in, I felt all these butterflies in my stomach. I had never been to counseling before, and it just felt like I was going to be filleted wide open with all my sins and everything just open and bare. It had started in my late teens. I had some frustrations and pain and hopelessness that I had felt that I hadn't dealt with, and it had culminated to me staying awake at night with all these thoughts running through my head, and then I would feel these bursts of rage that would just envelop me, and I would feel this violence and this spite, and I didn't know what to do with it. All I knew was that it kept happening and I needed help. This problem was bigger than me. There's a man in the Bible whose name is Job, and he went through a similar kind of experience of something that was bigger than him. God actually called him upright and blameless. And if God calls you upright and blameless, then you're doing okay. And I can't say that I have ever been those things. But basically, God allowed Satan to test him and to take things away from him. So everything that Job had, all of his children were killed, his possessions were stolen and destroyed, his health was in shambles, and he had pus just that he would scrape off with glass shards. His body was messed up. Everything in his life went to crap. And then his friends came to try to console him and help him. And Job, just when they saw Job, they saw him and were literally left speechless. They didn't speak to him for 7 days and 7 nights. They were just there with him. And then they started to speak. And they just spouted ignorance. They said, it must be your fault or your children's fault or some sin that you've had. And I think a lot of times we feel when things are going wrong in our lives or things are feeling bad on the inside, we must have done something wrong. And they keep saying things, Job says things, and then after a while, God speaks to them. And God reprimands his friends. You guys were way off. Job is still the only one who is upright and blameless. And Job asked God, where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Where were you when I tell the sun to rise every morning? When I set the stars in the sky? And now Job is speechless. But then he humbles himself and he says, I am unworthy. And God never gives Job an answer why all these things happen. There's no answer in the whole book of Job. But I believe that God and Job's relationship became deeper. And I think that's what God wants for us too. So as I went through counseling, my counselor advised me to write an angry letter, and I decided to do it. But what she told me was write an angry letter, but don't send it. Just use it as a way to get things out. And I said, no, that's not who I am. If I'm gonna write a letter, I'm gonna send it. So I wrote the letter and I sent it, and it helped start the process of healing in my life. And now, after years of being intentional and growing and doing the work and humbling myself, I can tell you that I have a different level of peace and joy than I had back then when I had these fits of rage. And I think that's what God wants for you too, to have and feel this peace and this joy. Right now, I'm sitting in Broadway Commons, and one of the ministries that they're affiliated with is Salem Pastoral Counseling. We want you, if you feel you don't know what to do, if you feel like your problems are bigger than you, or if you just need help, humble yourself and ask. We're gonna have the phone number up and some contact information so that you can reach out and contact someone who wants to help you, because we want to help you too. So thanks for listening, and I hope you have a great day.